What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the ending of Resident Evil Village. And I was trying to do this in a way where the title and the thumbnail wouldn't give it away, what we're going to be talking about, just to kind of protect my own subscribers, just to make sure that people that, obviously don't want spoilers, they don't kind of just run into this. So we're going to talk about the ending. We're going to talk about if it's a disappointment, only because I've seen very conflicting thoughts about the ending. And really, there's two endings, I would call it, to this game. There's the ending of, I would say, Ethan, and then there's the ending with Rose, okay? And I think, and I'll go through my opinion of both of those endings, because some people are calling the Rose ending a secret ending. I don't exactly know if it is a secret ending, but it's definitely, obviously, it is the official ending of the game. So I want to talk about both of those in my opinion. I want to go over what I've seen other people say, and then I obviously want to hear from you guys in the comments. So let me know. You can let me know right now, right? Did you like the ending? Were you disappointed by it? I want to have more videos talking about 9, talking about, Ethan, talking about Rose. So that's going to be a lot harder to hide in terms of spoilers. So we'll see how we do there. But we'll just kind of take it day by day. So if you guys do like this Resident Evil content, make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on so you see when all these videos go up. Give it a like just in case, people that accidentally clicked it, or they didn't want it to be available to them. They clicked in, they leave it a dislike. Make sure you guys give it a like. We're pushing for 50K subscribers, and we're getting insanely close, and I think we can do it with all of your guys' support. All right, so the Ethan part, I'm a big fan of. I said that in the ending explained video I did yesterday. I'm a really big fan of it. I guess, Ethan dying obviously is a big deal, and him not potentially being in 9 is also a big deal. And obviously those are ramifications that, we can talk about in other videos. But, I really love his journey. He's a really, for the fact that we don't ever see his face, okay? And you can only do so much with that. I really do believe that. When you don't see facial expressions for anybody and it's all voice, it's very difficult. And you could even say that for voiceover for animated stuff, but even that, it's getting so good, especially now, right? You can see expressions. You can see expressions all over. So yeah, it's just their voice, but then everything else kind of comes through the animation. Whereas in this game, or even in 7, you never see him. You're always just hearing his voice. So he really has to have everything come through it. So I know that's more talking about just Ethan as a character, but I really like Ethan. So the fact of the fact of them explaining what happened to him, I'm honestly okay with. I don't think it's the most convoluted thing that's ever happened in Resident Evil. I understand people think that it's continued to get kind of more and more over the top. I'd somewhat disagree, because I would say 7 did bring it more back to its roots. Yeah, it is a little over the top here and there, but Resident Evil has kind of always been. So I have nothing wrong with the explanation of Ethan and why he's so, I guess, powerful in a way, right? Why basically injuries don't affect him as much as the average person, okay? And then him coming back, saving Rose, and sacrificing himself. I mean, I was shocked. We knew through leaks that this was game 2 of a 3-game trilogy, that there will be a 9, and that it will be a trilogy of games. So I honestly expected him to live. I did. I expected him to live, and I expected him to be the main character of 9. It doesn't seem like that'll happen. Now, could he be brought back to life? Possibly, but that would just be a problem on a lot of different accounts, which we'll talk about in a second. So then there's the Rose ending. Now, I actually like it in terms of the context, in terms of, her respecting Ethan and just kind of thinking that through. You're a little bit older now. I mean, obviously, compared to where she was, she's much older, right? So she was a baby. Now she's she could be an adult. She could be 16, 17, 18. But however old she is, even though they don't show it or say it, you got to imagine that she has gone through her life, and she's probably been told time and time again of what Ethan did. It's kind of only respectful to Ethan to do that, to his daughter, where it's she doesn't know that all that stuff happened, right? She was a baby, so you have to kind of explain that to her throughout her life. So I like that idea. I like the kind of love and respect that she gives to Ethan, and that she really does care, and that she, and then kind of just sending her off on her own path, right, to do missions and to do whatever. I'm okay with that idea. We talked about that mysterious figure at the very, very end. I know some people said, maybe it could be the guy that Johnny Cage lookalike actor was talking to, and it's why would you be talking to a guy literally down the road? And also, that guy clearly is a supernatural being, because he wasn't there and then he just appeared there. So whoever that is has some sort of teleportation skills, or is just a really fast. Maybe they're like an Olympic runner, right? But they're very, very fast, and they're very sneaky. Okay, so I don't think it's that person. Again, I threw around like Chris. It could be Chris, but like that doesn't really make sense either. So I don't know who that is, but there's got to be something there. There's got to be something there for the reason why they put that there, to kind of get people at least talking about it, okay? The biggest thing I would say in terms of a disappointment would be, I guess, that time jump. If in 9 you play as Rose, I get it. I guess I get it, because no matter what you do, if your plan when Capcom is making this game, okay, and if they're planning when they're going into 8 and they're saying, okay, here's what we want to do. We want to finish Ethan's journey. It's going to be like a two-part journey, 7 and 8. He's going to sacrifice himself for his family. He's going to do the Dominic Toretto, the Fast and Furious thing, and he's going to die at the end. And then Rose is going to be our lead for the next game. They're like, all right, well, we have a choice to make. We can either age Rose in this game, or we can age Rose in the next game. My biggest thing, and granted, it's not a thing that keeps me up at night, okay? It's not a thing that I'm, like, pacing back and forth, like, wondering why they did this. But by doing this, you eliminate a lot of potential for things to have happened in between. And by that, I mean, like, again, there's no guarantee that Ethan could come back a third time. And because remember, technically he died, he came back. That's what started like the whole thing. And then he died a second time because of Mother Miranda, and then he came back there. He's got basically 3 lives in all, and he doesn't get, a fourth time, or he doesn't get a third restart pretty much, okay? So, and that's fine. That's fine. But if they wanted an option to bring him back, jumping like 15 years probably isn't the way to do it, because now if you do bring him back, which I would say it's not impossible. Like, I don't think they should, even though I kind of want them to. I don't think they should, and I don't think they will, but they definitely could. But it would, in my opinion, be the stupidest thing you could ever do, because if you did jump that far, as I said in yesterday's video, number one, you're assuming like nothing bad has happened in the last like 15 years. Nothing. And I'm just assuming 15 years, by the way. That's assuming Rose is like 16. If she's older than that, then it's been even longer, right? So you jump that far, nothing bad has happened in the world whatsoever, right? No bioweapons, no nothing, okay? Nothing's happened. And maybe it's because she's keeping the world safe, but was she doing that at age like 4? You know what I mean? So that's a little odd as well. But, throughout that entire time, Ethan could have come back. But if you do it in year 18 after he died, makes a little bit less sense. Do you know what I mean? So, again, I mean, it's kind of nitpicking it a little bit, but there's that. And I guess there's also the thing of, like, not only have you done it to Rose and you've done it to Ethan, so you've kind of eliminated Ethan from coming back, and you've aged Rose up, which is not, I don't think every single person in the world's going to like that. I think, probably most maybe will, but not everybody. But what you've also done is aged everybody else. So, having Chris, or having Jill, or having Claire, or having Leon, having literally any of these characters, even Mia, which, I mean, we don't really bring her up much, but even, I mean, these characters are now close to 20 years older than we last saw them. And for some, like Leon, Claire, Jill, like, they're even older than the last time we saw them. So, like, you're dealing with a cast now in, like, their late 50s or 60s. You know what I mean? And age doesn't matter all that much, but in reality, if they want to keep it real, that's a big deal. And that really, I mean, there's no secret. Going into 9, I think the choice that a lot of people would assume that Capcom's going towards is to have us play as Rose, right? Not anybody else. And I kind of understand that, because do you want to play as a 65-year-old Chris Redfield? Maybe you do, and I'll be honest, I mean, it would kind of be interesting, but, like, does that even make sense? And you could say, well, Alex, let's think about Resident Evil. Does Resident Evil always make sense? Yeah, I'll give you that one. But I don't think you're going to be playing as 60 to 70-year-olds. I just don't think that's going to happen. So, in my opinion, that was a weird one. I don't hate it. I understand why you would do something like this, but it eliminates the idea of Ethan altogether, which, again, if they wanted to do that, that's their choice, and they did that. But also really eliminates all the other characters, to be flat out honest. Now, one final thing I'll say is, back to that rumor that 9 was going to, and this is the last thing I'll say, 9 being the last numbered game. And then after that, there would be, not spin-offs, but like anthology things. Those could very well be set in the time, in that time jump that happened at the end of 8, which, if they were planning for that, if they were thinking that far, which I honestly wouldn't put past them, because if the leaker, the guy who leaked all this stuff, if he knew, means somebody told him, means they know that, okay guys, we're planning one more and then we're done with this like saga. We're gonna do games kind of like in this time period or in that time period. And so if they know that, this gives them a huge window where, yeah, after 9 there very well could be a Resident Evil blank, and it could be in year 4, like Rose is 4 years old. Let's just say that kind of so we know the context of it. And you're playing as Chris, and then you do it Rose age 7, and you're playing as Jill, and it's a Jill game. You know, so like I think if they wanted that, they did actually set that up rather well, because anything really was possible to have happened in that time period, okay? And so you can just throw whichever old-time character or new character in that time period and just do it. And so, again, if that's what they were planning, kind of smart. Actually kind of smart. And then if 9, obviously, you play as Rose, and you face kind of one final big thing, and that's it. So we'll have to see where the franchise goes from here. I can definitely make videos on that as well if you guys want me to. Let me know in the comments, and let me know anything you want to talk about. Did you think the Ethan sacrifice was good? Did you like the time jump? Where do you think the franchise is going? Let me know. Again, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on so you know all these videos go up. Hit the like button. Definitely helps these videos out. I'm going to be doing a new Resident Evil video every single day on the channel for the next little while. I've already been doing it for the last couple days, and I hope to see you guys there.